All right, we're recording once again, starting off a new day. Hey YouTube, this is day number, is it 8 or 9? Day 8. I take that back, day 9, sorry. Hey, welcome back to the daily walk, the walk and talk. Hey, let me ask you this here. I'm just gonna ask you this here, because this is what's bugging me right now. Have you ever daggone misplaced something and you're like, man, it's bugging me to death? That's what I'm experiencing right now. I'll give you the full story, but I had to start it off with that kind of a question to see, hey, does it bug you when you can't find something that you misplaced? Let me tell you what happened to me. Got ready to start walking, right? I'm like, okay, let's get ready to go walking for the day. So picked up the camera and I was like, where's my spare battery? And the battery is a little bitty battery, you know, a little bitty thing that, you know, I just normally keep in my pocket, and, you know, I'll pull it out when needed. It's a little, you know, it's not a real big, heavy battery or nothing like that. A little small thing that you just put in your pocket. Well, I had been telling myself the last few days, I was like, man, this little thing, I'm gonna forget it's in my pocket one day. I just knew it, because it's just real small, you know, real small. And sure enough, it happened to me. I'm daggone, I don't know if it fell out of my pocket in the car, or if I just don't remember the last time I had it. The last time I remember seeing it, it was in my pocket. And now I'm like, I sure hope my battery don't go dead, because I don't have a backup today. So that's where I am today. And I was saying, you know, it was bugging me. It's nothing like that to me. If I ever lose something, I'm like one of them kind of people that worry to death, you know. I'm like, where on earth is it? And then I'll just search, you know, and try to find it. And I haven't had any luck trying to find it. It is bugging me. I can't get it out. It seems like, it's almost like if you have a problem, you're not gonna rest until you solve it, you know. That's where I am. It's like I have a problem, and I can't rest until I solve it. I don't feel like I can completely rest until I find my battery, man. Yeah, but I'll look for it when I make it back, you know. More than likely, it probably fell out of my pocket. It's in the car underneath the seat or something like that. That's generally where I find a lot of change, you know, potato chips and all this other little stuff be underneath the car seat. So I mean the car seat, but the seat of the car. So I've got to try to find it, you know. Gotta see if I can figure out where it is, you know. Hey, but it's another nice day today. Just starting off this here. It's like the perfect season to start it off, you know. And I'm hoping that I can continue to enjoy some of these. Where am I? I'm getting dark. Let me face the sun. I'm just gonna go ahead and enjoy these few days, you know, because seasons change and then it gets cold and stuff. But right now, great day. Man, I tell you what, I'm glad I got off the couch today. And all you couch potatoes, get on up, stick with it. You'll be all right, man. It's a figure of speech, you know, but everybody will be okay, you know. So YouTube, we're walking again, and we're making sure that we're staying healthy. That's one thing. I never thought about it as at that point, about being, doing it for health, but I think I'm starting categorizing it as doing something healthy, I was doing it, just to get off of that daggone couch. Hey, I got my Laker hat on today. Got distracted. But yeah, I decided to just get off that couch, right? And kind of glad I did, because just feel better, just, I didn't mean to rock you like that, but just feel better. So what we're gonna do is keep you on your toes, keep you moving, keep everything going. Hey, and we were talking about the holidays, right? The Thanksgiving holidays and stuff. You know what I was thinking? This year, I think I'm gonna go out and buy, I don't know if you have, no, I'm not gonna do it. I just changed my mind just that quickly. Here's where I was going with it though. We have a place called Honey Baked Ham, right? Where, you get these, it's like a spiral sliced ham. And this spiral sliced ham, they put like a little, what you call it, brown sugar. They put like a little brown sugar glaze on it. And it's pretty good, kind of like it, makes it easy to get to, you can pull the slices off real easily and stuff. And I was thinking about doing something like that, because we are going to be facing, hey, can you see me, man? I got the sun to my back right now. I want to make sure, let me see if I can get some daggone sun on my face here so you can see me. But I did want to look at, I was thinking about walking over there. I got distracted. The honey baked ham though, I was thinking about getting the honey baked ham, because I do like that glaze, I really like that glaze. And ain't nobody on the tennis courts today. Tennis courts wide open, and it's kind of shady too. This would be a nice time for somebody who was doing tennis to just be out here and have them a good time. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna take you on the tour on this tennis court. Let me see if the gate's open. Should be. Man, this is 2 times in a row. The gates have been locked. I went to a baseball field and the gate was locked. And now I'm looking here and the tennis court is locked. Here, let me give you a view of it. Let me see if I can turn around. We got 2, and that's probably why, I don't know if you can see this here behind me or not. Dog, I hope I'm able to pan it to where you can see the tennis court. But nobody's on the tennis court, and I see why. They locked the gate. And who on earth would lock the gates to a tennis court? Man, all these kids in the world, and you try to get them out to have some little afternoon activities and stuff. This would have been the best, one of the better places to bring them up and knock some balls around, It's kind of like break up the day for them, And I don't understand. You know what? No, I'm not going to ask nothing. Ain't none of my business. Remain neutral. But the one thing I was getting ready to say was, man, I need to ask a question about, why the tennis court is locked. We don't want anything locked up. You need things where these kids can come out and play. I don't understand why the city has that locked up. Because I don't think they run tournaments over here. I don't think they run tournaments. Nope, because I would have seen one by now. But I think I know why. It might be, nope, I don't know why. Because that wouldn't be it either. I don't know why it would be locked up. Dog, why would you lock the tennis court up? You got me. Sorry about that. It got distracted. What was I just saying? Yeah. And I'm glad I don't have no kids with me, because they'd be disappointed right now. They'd be like, we got our rackets in the trunk. I wanted to play. I'd be like, let's go find another one, you know. I used to like tennis when I was young too. Believe it or not, I was on the tennis team when I was in junior high school. I was in the 9th grade. I was on the 9th grade team, you know. And believe it or not, you ain't gonna believe this here, I was our number one of the school that I was in. We had like a number one, meaning that your number one player played the other school's number one player. I think that's how they promoted competition and stuff. But here's what we're doing today. More than likely, more than anything, we're gonna walk a track. We're gonna walk a track instead of trails and grass today. Can you see me here? I can't hardly see myself. I don't know if the sun to my back is making me visible or not. But shoot, I get too distracted at times, man. I be on one that talk about 1,000 things. It's kind of hard for me to stay focused on one. And I picked that up naturally too, because I've got a cousin, right, that she was sort of like a big sister to me when we were growing up. And boy, she used to could think about everything to talk about, and just talk about just everything. And I think I picked up those same habits, you know, shift between like if and this is no joke, we do like a 2-hour conversation, be on the phone talking for about 2 hours or something, and would literally talk about 100 different things in that time frame. And so I think I get it naturally, you know, just switching and doing the different conversation pieces. It comes naturally. As a matter of fact, I need to give her a call, because I hadn't talked to her in a while too. It's been, that's been at least a month. It's been at least a month. So I need to reach out to her. I was talking to my sister last night too. I should have just told her to say hey to me too, you know, for me. Say hey for me, you know, because I hadn't actually talked to her, you know. And everybody gets busy, you know. Sometimes schedules just don't permit us to go visit people and stuff like that, you know. Oh, but back to what I was saying. Let me go back to what I was saying. I was talking about walking the track, right? Told you, I be having 1,000 things going, and every now and then I get back around to the one I'm talking about. But today, I'm walking a track with you. So YouTube, we're track walking today. And you have to go around 4 times for it to equal a mile, I think it is. But you know what though? I'm gonna do track a little bit. I just did a little grass. I'm gonna do the track. Then I think I'm gonna break over and do a little grass, and then back on the track. That's what we'll do. Yeah, that's the plan. So you in it with me. We just did a little grass. We're doing a little track right now. I'm gonna get about another, let's say 200 feet, and I'm gonna get back on the grass, because there's a little gate, and I'm gonna come around. So we're gonna do, this is like we'll call it a cross country, you know, where you do track and grass, you know. Hey, you know what? There's another opening in the gate right here. I'm gonna take this opening. I'm not gonna walk down there. already up here. So I'll do this one. But even though it's sunny and it looks real bright, it's not hot. It's not hot at all. So if all this bright sun is giving you the impression that it's hot out here, it's not. It's real nice. It's one of those type days you go, man, if I had 365 days of this here per year, it'd be like paradise. Speaking of that, everybody has got their own version of paradise. Here's what I mean. You can have a nice day like today, and it can be paradise right here. For somebody who lives in, let's just say, New York, for an example, and it's busy, and they would probably, appreciate this here. And then you have some folks who go, man, my idea of paradise would be Hawaii, because I like the moist air and it's warm temperatures, but it's moist air also. So that would be their paradise. Then you get some folks would be like, their paradise would be swimming, like I've got to have some water. I got to be on the water. Like some folks like surfing, right? They have to be on the water. And that's paradise to them, because they just get, they'll have that water splashing in their face and that mist. And that's like paradise to them. And I know that feeling too, because one time I went sailing and I had that mist. Hey, if you hear something, that's a train in the background. And it's just moving along. It's just moving along slowly too. They carrying a lot of stuff on those trains, so. But you know what? Here's a way to look at trains. If you can imagine all of those carts, all of those cars, box cars, are 18-wheelers, like 18-wheel, like a truck. That's like having a long convoy of trucks, except for they're not on the road, They're just like over the road and having to deal with stopping and starting with all of this traffic and stuff. They daggone actually like you go non-stop on those trains, because I'm sure what's the name of those? Not Amtrak's. What's the name of the people that run trains? CSX. That's what I was thinking of. I think that's what it's called. They they can probably from a control center dictate whether a train stops or not. They can probably open up a line to have a train go straight through or something, and that would be the case with that one. You'll find that they're letting the train go straight through. And just imagine like on those one convoy, one train, one engine pulling some trains and stuff like that. Just imagine 200 18-wheelers on the road back to back to back to back with no cars in between. That's what that is. That's what I see. As a matter of fact, a lot of those compartments are longer than 18-wheelers. Man, I wonder what they're pulling in them things. Look like some chemicals or something, So I wonder what they're actually pulling. But I remember in the old days when I was young, we used to, that was a thing. And I think every little kid goes through it. You end up seeing a railroad track in your neighborhood. You go up there, you see all of the rocks, And then you start asking yourself the question, what if I was a hobo? I bet you some money everybody on earth have at some point asked themselves, what if they were a hobo and could like hop on a train, you know, like what do you call that, hitching a train, or what do you call it when you jump on a train without a ticket, you know, you just I saw Steve McQueen doing that, man, I can't think what you call it, but hopping a train, oh, what is that called? But anyway, you just hop on the train, right? You find your open compartment, and you know, you have like the bomb look, you know, you have like a little bitty stick over your shoulder, and like the little handkerchief holding up your stuff, you know, like you know, your food supply and stuff. And you got the Huckleberry Finn or the Tom Sawyer type look, you know, but you just get on that train and you can be like, man, when I get off, I'm up in Chicago, or when I get off, I'm gonna be in Nebraska or something. And you just more or less just be free, you know. That's almost like having no worries and no responsibilities and stuff like that. A nomad's life, in a sense, you know. I don't know if I would do that, though, now that I think about it. Right now, I probably wouldn't, but at one time, that would have been kind of fun, though. That would have been, you know, to just have, you know, be able to go when you can. Hey, I wonder if I could see my face. Can you see me? Hey, can you see me? Let me come up a little bit like that. Oh, I hope okay, I'm turning sideways now, so I'm gonna be getting some sun here, so I should be becoming brighter, if in fact you can't see my face. But yeah, just to be on a train and stuff, and going across country, that's like a free ticket, though. And I still don't know what you call those hobos that hop those trains and don't have tickets. Can't think of it. But hey, it made me think of something. Andy Griffith and Barney Fife. I don't know if you've ever seen the Andy Griffith Show, you know. But just then, just talking about, you know, being on the railroad track and being able to hop on a train, it made me think of a Andy Griffith episode where Buddy Epson, which is Uncle Jed on the Beverly Hillbillies, I wonder what that is. He was a hobo one time, and he was on the trains, had come into Mayberry on a train, and he was sitting over there and you know, out there, you know, just had his legs crossed, all rested and relaxed, didn't have nowhere to go. He was just chilling, just sitting there, and Opie came up and struck up a conversation with him and stuff, you know. Oh, but it just made me think of that episode, Andy Griffith Show. I kind of like to watch that too. It does still come on. It's like a late night show now, you know, because it seems like nobody's into good anymore. It's like if it's not a show with blood and guts and or some, you know, something like that, it probably just don't sell as well nowadays. But those kind of shows used to be good, and that used to put me to sleep. I mean, it's just me, but I could put on a daggone black and white show, you know, a movie that was filmed in black and white, and it's like that sucker did something to me. It's like it hypnotized me or something, but it put me to sleep every single time. And I used to like watching that show, you know, the Andy Griffin Show, and a lot of those other little black and white shows too, because there was something relaxing about them. Maybe it was because of, I don't know if it was the time that they were made, you know, like the era that they were made, or if in fact it was in black and white. Well, I don't know, but it was something about them that it's kind of peaceful though. Man, I'm gonna say black and white versus the era. I'm gonna say black and white versus the era. And the reason why I say that is I saw some movies from like 20 years before that were in black and white, and that wasn't the same era, but they have the same effect. And here's what I mean by that. I was looking at Charlie Chan, and it was done in like the 40s, I think the 1940s, and I think the Andy Griffith Show and stuff was done in like the 1960s or something. But I daggone was looking at Charlie Chan in black and white too, and it does the same thing. Man, I lay across the couch, kick my feet up, be looking at Charlie Chan, put my hands behind my head like that, and man, I'd be like, I didn't even know I was tired. And it seems like I don't be tired. It's like something in the movie just put me to sleep. Like maybe they're running like some subliminal images or something to say, go to sleep, go to sleep. And I'm like, oh man, I think somebody's talking to me, man, telling me to go to sleep. And I hold one eye kind of open, like, I'm fighting it. I'm fighting as hard as I can. I ain't going to sleep today. I got to get off this couch. But boy, this TV is telling me to close one eye. And sure enough, it'll put you to sleep. So whatever you do, YouTube, get you a good old black and white movie. Every now and then, get you a good old black and white movie and daggone enjoy it. Just enjoy a good old black and white movie. Ain't nothing wrong with taking a power nap. A power nap. Yeah, I guess that's the best way of putting it. Take you a power nap. Just lay down and all of a sudden you done dozed off for about 45 minutes. You'll wake up refreshed. You're like, oh man, feel like a whole new person, man. I needed that. Oh, I was saying we were gonna do a little track and a little grass. We did a little track, we just did a little grass, and now we're back on the track. Walking with you. Walking with you. So you daggone get your Gatorade, you know. I don't know if you have like a little pouch where you carry your water on the side of you, you know, but man, get some water or something. And come on, get on this trek with us, you know, because it's my hopes that one day we'll have a bunch of people commenting and say, well, yeah, right there, did the walk with you, enjoyed it. That's what I'd like to see. I saw some people on YouTube, they be having like, 1,800 and 2,000 comments and stuff. I'd be glad when mine get going. I want to be important too. I don't want to be important. I just want to build a legacy. I think that's what is the best way of putting it. I want to build a legacy too. I want one day to say, you know what? I thought it could happen. Thought it could happen, and it did. I almost gave up on it, but I didn't, you know. Whew. But it's a good day to walk. Good day to walk. YouTube, it's a good day to walk. So we can say that I'm gonna go back to this here. We're doing it together. We're doing it again together. And man, I tell you what, I'm walking dead in the sun right now. And I don't know if in fact, I know I'm probably bright. And let me go back a little bit. Let me see. There you go. Well, let me see if I can get it. Man, you know, I got to learn how to work my arm. It's bad when you don't know how to work your own arm. To line up a picture, you be like, you think you're moving to the left when your head is going to the right, and you're like, wait a minute, I need to move over this way, and then bend it down a little bit, and you're centered, and you'll be like, hey man, you're coming right in the center. I see you well and good. But we was talking about let's go back to the Thanksgiving. Let's go back to holidays and stuff and cooking. I was talking about that honey baked ham, right? And that glaze that's on that honey baked ham. This year, you know what I think I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna make sure that I do one thing and one thing only. If I don't do anything else, I'm gonna enjoy the meal and enjoy the day. And, you know, and I'm one kind of like to just lay on the couch and watch a little football. And most people do. They kind of like to chill on Thanksgiving Day. You know, you might go around and visit some family and stuff like that. You know, everybody have a little routine that they like to go through. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to eat me a whole sweet potato pie. That's my plan. That's my plan for this year. I'm going to eat me a whole sweet potato pie. And I mean, I'm going to be like, this, you know, I don't care if I have to, well, I don't make them, but I'm going to have one myself. I don't care if I have to buy 10 of them. I'm going to have one whole one to myself. I was being facetious or just joking when I said buy 10 of them. But I'm going to eat me a whole sweet potato pie this year. I hope I remember to report on that too. You know, be like, hey, ain't nothing wrong with rewarding yourself. Ain't nothing wrong with rewarding yourself. I mean, people be like, and I don't get this here about weight conscious people, you know, because here's my thought on that. There can be certain things in your DNA you can't change it, because I know there's some things in my DNA I was born with, and I tell people in the heartbeat, I couldn't control it. It was like that from the day I opened up my eyes, and the day I could see. I didn't have any control over that. And then you have some people that are like weight conscious. And I'm like, man, you know what? You get one life. You want to live as long as you can, but can I see myself? I don't know if you can see my face, man, with this shade, the sun to my back. I hope you can see me. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Somebody that might be obese, here's what I would say to you. You get one life. You may as well enjoy it. And you'd be like, well, if I eat this here, I'm going to put on this kind of weight. We're like, well, guess what? If you live in fear your whole life, you ain't going to never enjoy life. We're like, eat a whole sweet potato pie, if that's what, and then you may go a year without eating a slice of sweet potato pie at all. You may not have a slice of sweet potato pie for 6 months or a whole year, next Thanksgiving or something. Do a whole sweet potato pie. That ought to be your reward this year for getting off the couch walking. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to have me, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have me that's my reward. A whole sweet potato pie. I can taste that now. I really can. I can imagine. My imagination can go at times. And I kid you not. My imagination can go so far at times. My mouth will start watering. I can start thinking about something and be like, oh man, I have to close my mouth, man. My mouth was almost. watery, you know, because I guess I get that deep into the thought of it, you know. Like I remember I was talking about that Philly cheesesteak. Man, every time I even think of those, I need to get my mind off of that, because that make my mouth water just thinking about that too. Yeah. Hey, have you ever been stung by a wasp? I haven't been stung by a wasp in a while. And I've been stung by a yellow jacket, but I wonder if a wasp swells you up. Do you swell up? That's a question. If somebody could put a comment in there, do you know what, I guess I could Google it. I wonder if you swell up if you get stung by a wasp. And them suckers, man, they just move so slow. They fly so slow. You be like, you know, trying to get away from them, and you're like, man, he flying in slow motion at me, towards me. And you be like, oh, geez. Oh, man. Let me see if I can get away from this thing. And you can literally walk away from them, but most of us run and fan and stuff. It's a big old cloud in the sky. A big old cloud. One of these days, I'm gonna do some research to find out how these clouds are made, so that if anybody ever asks me, I'll sound intelligent. I'll be like, yeah, it's the amount of moisture in the air, and then the heat rises above the threshold of, and then we like, oh man, he was impressive. I'll be impressing myself. I just impressed myself just then. I really did. I was like, oh man, you almost sounded intelligent just now. And I know it was on a small scale, but it sounded good to me. Ain't nothing wrong with loving myself, you know. And I just impressed myself just then. But we're on the walk. Let me check the time here. See what we're doing with the time. I want to do at least a half hour every time we join each other. And yeah, we're over a half hour. So we're making some progress here. You know, and I guess the longer the better, you know, because some people might want to do a walk at a certain time, and then others might want to go longer. So I'm like, if you have the long version, people that want to do the short version could just push pause and they're done, you know. And the people that want to do the long version, they just keep on going, you know. So both of them will be satisfied, you know. It'd be having some content for both of them, you know. You have people that cut out early to go like, oh man, this is all I do. I like to be consistent and do, you know, like some folks do like a flat half hour a day. You know what I mean? Like, man, I want to do 30 minutes. That's what the doctors say. You know, they say do 30 minutes a day walking and it'll be healthy for you. And then you get some folks be out there like, I'm power walking for an hour because that'll get you kind of even more time in, you know. So everybody have their own. I don't have a consistent time with me though. This is no joke. I'll walk and then I'll say, oh, I'm done. I might do 10 minutes and be like, that was good enough for me. I'm happy. And then again, I might do a whole hour and like, oh man, I put in a whole hour. Yeah, but I'm not timing myself. I'm not timing myself. So if you have to cut out early, I understand. You got your own time frame. And if you're doing longer walk, I understand. Because you're like, I'm still in the middle of it, you know. But what I would hate is I don't have, you know, going long enough. Like, say, for example, you have some folks that might want to walk an hour and a half or 2 hours. I've never made it up to that. I really hadn't. I've never made it up to walking that long. It'd be kind of nice to walk that long. Oh, you know what? I just realized I want to do some grass. I just did the track, so let me go on the edge of the track, on the inside edge of the track, and do a little grass. Yeah, we're on the grass again. Oh, you ever look at pine trees and see how tall they are? Man, there's some of these pine trees, I'm just guessing right now, but I look at the height of some of these things, and I bet you them things have been there 100 years. Be like, I bet you that tree has been there for 100 years, because I'm looking up at one of them. No, almost all of them about the same height though, but they're real tall. And you know, it takes some time to grow tall. It's like human beings, you know, like babies have to go through a growing stage before they get tall and become 6-footers, you know. It just takes time. And some of these trees have probably been around 100 or more years, I bet. Who knows? But it could be. Because, I was looking at this thing about, speaking of trees, I was looking at this thing about, it's called a California redwood. I think that's what it's called. I don't really know what it's called, but I'm thinking it's called, where are you, man? Let me see if I can get myself centered. Okay. But I think it's called a California redwood. It's a big old tree. It's sort of like, if you ever seen Planet of the Apes, right? They had like some big old trees. Hey, that was California too, because they had the Golden Gate Bridge on that one episode I'm thinking of, when the monkeys or the apes' eyes had turned colors, and they had finally gone back out into the wild, and they were in those big old trees. But those California redwoods, I don't know for sure, but I'm just gonna guess. I bet you some money one of those trees is probably 500 years old or 1,000 years old, because it ain't no way you can get that big. I saw like a picture once of a person standing next to him, one of the trees, and they look like a little ant. And I guarantee you, it takes years to get that big and get that solid and get that round. So, what was I had? The redwood. Those suckers take time. It takes time, you know, just relating back to the pine tree. It takes time for them to get that big. Come on. Man, you know what I think? I think when you start getting a little walk in and getting a little exhaustion going, it affects the oxygen to the brain, I bet. You would think you'd be getting more oxygen to the brain, but I'm like, maybe not. I don't know the physics behind walking or the science behind walking, but seems like I'm not thinking as clearly, you know, as I get into a walk, you know. When I get huffing and puffing, you know, blowing is the sun is up now. I said it wasn't hot, but it's enough to get your attention, though. It is warm enough to let you know that, hey man, I'll make you sweat, you know. So this day is doing that to us. But we're going to continue the journey, continue to walk, and hopefully put in enough time to where you'll say, well, you know what, I got the walk in that I needed, and be happy that I didn't quit early or something. You'll be like, man, I'm glad you didn't quit. I needed that. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go down the middle of this field. Down the middle. I'm in the middle of a football field right now. And I'm coming right down the middle. And I tell you what, hey man, if you play football, that's a long ways. Like they talk about 100-yard field. Okay, if that was the goal post, hey man, 100 yards is a long ways. It don't look like it, but I'm looking at that from here. I'm like, if I had to run a touchdown from here to there, man, I can see how those people will track you down and tackle you. Because you'll be like, man, my legs got a little heavy halfway. I was running and all of a sudden my legs got heavy and I couldn't hardly lift those things. I saw a dude, I was at a track meet one time, right? It was some kids. I was at a track meet watching these kids run, right? And it was funny. You ever see anybody that's running, but they look like they're running in place? That's what happened to these kids. It was a bunch of them too. They were all running. It was like about 6 of them. They were running a mile run. And those legs, man, they were flying, you know, on like their first and second lap. They were flying. I mean, they looked like all-star athletes. You know, these are little young kids too. You know, it couldn't have been no more than 10-year-olds and 11-year-olds, 12-year-olds, that age bracket. But they were flying the first 2 laps. And I mean, they had it. It was impressive. Everybody cheering, run, Joe, run, Johnny. Hey, Angela, run, you know. And I'm just giving some different names in case it was a boys race or a girls race, right? But that was just to create an idea. But they were running, right? They were running. And I'm sitting there looking at them. First 2 laps, they were flying. Look good. Look like they were on the track team, and they were making their mom and daddies proud of spending that money on them. And then all of a sudden, it came to lap 3. And I was like, they slowing down now. But they were still running though. But it was lap 3. And the pace, you know, the people that was in front, they still maintaining the lead in the front. But it looked like some of the kids were starting to catch up a little bit. And then it got to where they were all running like at a little slow pace, you know. And but they were still moving. They were still running. And then came lap 4. That's the money lap. That was the last lap they had to run. And they were running, and I kid you not, it looked like they were standing in place because you could see them in one section of the track. You could turn your head. It felt like 5 minutes. And then you turn around, it seemed like they had just made it to the curve. And I was like, man, they ain't moving. Their legs are moving, but they're not moving forward. And I think it's because, you know, it's kind of demanding running a mile, you know. Like, you know, people can sprint, you know, get a sprint out the way real fast. But when it comes to running that long distance, it'll be like, oh, man, that 4th lap, it got me. And I know that's what they were saying, you know. But it was fun. It was fun. It's good to go out there and just take your kids and stuff out to events, or go and support your relatives or something, watch them competing or something, you know. It's good to do that. That engagement, man, you'll be like, man, I'm glad I did that. Because, you know, before you know it, you'll be saying, oh, man, I wish I had done A, B, C, D, and E. And you find some people that just stay busy. I mean, stay busy. Their dad gonna be doing something, you be like, man, yeah. So she don't never rest, you know. Always something, you know, like going here and doing that, and got a luncheon here and doing that. Like, man. Well, hey, let me I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. Let you know that I just finished up the walk for today. And say that YouTube, I'll see you on the next episode. Talk to you.